method was criticized by Thomas and Rafiullah, and there were changes that were brought in the crop combination method which was laid down by Weaver. As we already understood in the Weaver's classification, what is very important is the assignment. So when I say the hypothetical distribution, it should be equal. If there are 4 crops, it should be 1/4 account for each of the crop. But in the real world, that does not happen. And how do we identify if I am bringing in more and more crops, what would be the best method? So Weaver laid down a method which was criticized by Thomas, because Thomas said that if we are taking a hypothetical value for one of the crops, we need to take the hypothetical value for other crops as well into account. For example, if I say this is a monoculture, only one crop should be grown, and I say bajra accounts for 100%, that means all other crops should account for 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 and 0, but this was not taken into account by Weaver. Now what Thomas did was, he took the differences. So difference here was 64.1, here the difference was 23.7, 15.2, 11.4, the same values which were repeated because there was no significant difference, as the other crops proportion was 0, and the difference remained the same because any number minus 0 would give you 0. Now what he took was the square. So d square, the square of the difference, so 14108.81, then we have 561.64, then there is 231.04, and so on and so forth. And finally he said add up all these differences. So adding up all these differences, we get 5067.55. Now this was the case with monoculture. Note, Thomas said that since now in this hypothetical method we are taking into account all the crops in the same go, we don't need to divide it by n, that is the number of crops. So if it was monoculture, I would divide it by 1. If it was 2 crops, I would divide it by 2. If there were 8 crops, I would divide this d square by n, okay, because I was ignoring the other crops. I was not simply taking them into account in the Weaver method. But that's not in the Thomas method. So in the Thomas method, we take into account all the crops, and therefore we need not to divide it by n, the number of crops. As simple as that. So if I take 2 crops into account as per Thomas method, so I take 2 crops here. My crop percentage are 50 and 50. So for all other crops, I would assign the values as 0. Okay, now I would take the difference here as 14.1, 26.3, and all the remaining values would remain the same as given because they are subtracted from 0. So only first 2 values would be subtracted from 50, but I am not ignoring all those values. In Weaver's method, we ignored all these values. Here we would be taking the d square of all the remaining values as well. Now I take the d square for all of those, so 198.81, 691.69 and so on. I add up all these values, it comes as 1287.55. So this is when you have 2 crops. Now I move to 3 crops. For the 3 crops, my hypothetical value are 33.3, then 33.3 and 33.3. So I take the difference here, and for the remaining, it remains 0% of the land that was given. So the remaining would remain as it was given in the question. So I subtract them with 0, values remain the same. For these values, I take the difference, so 2.57, 9.63 is the difference between the two, and then we have 18.13. Then I take the square of those as 6.6, 92.974 and so on, and I add all the differences which are there. Now when I add the differences, so my sigma square is summation of d square, and this value comes as 594.05. So this is when there were 3 crops. If there was 4 crops, what I would do? I would divide this as 25, 25, 25 and 25 and the remaining as 0. Then I would again take the differences between these, 35.9 minus 25, 23.7 minus 25, 15.2 minus 25, and then I would square the values, the differences that would come here. So 25 minus 11.4 and then 4.7 square. So all the values, the difference and the square, and then I add up all these and I get the answer again. So I do the same method, but important to note, the findings in the Thomas method and the Weaver method were very close by. Again, in the Thomas method, the value of the index which has the least number of crops would be the answer. So here again 4 crops come as the answer. We can calculate it with 5 crops. So I can take this as share as 20, 20, 20, 20 and divide it into 5 crops, and rest of those I can mark as 0, 0. I can take the value for d and d square and calculate it further. But my lowest value would come with 4 crops, and therefore ideally in this parcel of land, this 4 crop combination would be the perfect crop combination. That means on this parcel of land, bajra, jowar, cotton and wheat grows best. So this was what was laid down under Thomas method. But Rafiullah cited that this is not enough. There needs to be a further modification. And what modification he suggested? He suggested that I need to take the deviations which are positive and the deviations which are negative separately. I need to square those deviations separately and then subtract those. And that was the Rafiullah's idea for the functional classification of towns. As we mentioned in the beginning, functional classification of town is a relative concept. One town can specialize in one thing and supersede from the other town only when there can be specializations in both the town. But if first town wants to supersede the second town, there needs to be a functional classification where I say that this town is much better in terms of glass industry than the previous town, where glass and pottery both flourish. So therefore Rafiullah devised this method. So what he did was same in the previous example as we did. The values, the differences were taken. So what was the differences cited? So some of the differences were negative values. The other differences were positive values. So when the difference was negative, all the square of those negative differences were taken separately and the square of the positive differences were taken separately. Okay, and in the Rafiullah method, the summation of the differences which were positive were taken first, and then from that we would subtract the negative differences, the square of the differences which were negative, divided by the total number of crops, the square of those. And important to note, in the Rafiullah's modified method, it was not the least value that would come up as the correct combination. Here, the maximum value is considered as a critical combination. So, it would be the maximum value as a critical combination, not the least value as in the case of the Weaver method and the Thomas method. So here we understand the various combination analysis, why combination analysis are important, and how in agriculture as well as town these combination analysis play an important role, and they give farmers an insight about how many crops and which crops could be perfectly grown in that land parcel, and this would further boost the process of agricultural productivity. We would cover many more interesting classes on statistics and combinational analysis in our further lectures. Stay tuned. Have a wonderful day ahead.